Hello, everybody. My name is Roy Nemmer of Mundo Albiceleste.com, and welcome to another video, the first video with Argentina as World Cup champions. That feels great to say. Argentina are World Cup champions. And if you missed it, we had a live discussion. It went 2 hours long, celebrating Argentina's World Cup win, lifting the trophy. It's on YouTube. I have it down in the description box below. Click the link. And I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. Now, as for this video, this is about the top goals Argentina scored at this World Cup. We're going to run through all of them. 15 goals scored by Argentina, 7 of them by Lionel Messi, 4 of them by Julian Alvarez, 1 by Alexis McAllister, 1 by Enzo Fernandez, 1 by Di Maria, and 1 by Molina. And this is my personal list, right? This is not to say that these are the best goals of the World Cup in my order, but just the goals that maybe I celebrated the most, or the goals that maybe meant the most, especially where Argentina were in this tournament, especially where Argentina were in this match. So my 15, let me know in the comments below if you guys agree. If we have a similar list, a different list, let me know in the description box. Let me know in the comment box below. So let's get to it. Argentina scored 15 goals, and number 15 for me, Julian Alvarez versus Poland, the second goal of that match. And just a great goal for me. A lovely assist by Enzo Fernandez, a great touch, control, and finish by Alvarez. I celebrated this goal a lot. I have to say, a lot. And the only reason why this is at number 15 is because, well, some goal had to be at number 15. Unfortunately or fortunately, this one gets to be at number 15, but a great goal, celebrated a lot, and I loved it. Number 14, Lionel Messi versus Saudi Arabia. And a lot of people might be, maybe a little bit surprised that this was 14 and not 15. And I'll explain why. We've seen in the past in previous World Cups, especially with Messi, how important it is for him to get that goal early on in the tournament, right? He scored his goal a couple of minutes in 2006 against Serbia and Montenegro, 2014 opening match against Bosnia and Herzegovina. We saw him struggle a little bit for a goal in 2018, missed the penalty versus Iceland, finally got it against Nigeria. But the main one was 2010, where he was just very unlucky throughout the whole tournament. And for me, and I think for everybody, or at least most fans, obviously we wanted Argentina to win that opening game, no matter what, no matter who scored. But I think there was one player that you would want to score in that opening match. Lautaro Martinez aside, obviously as the striker, you would want it to be Messi. So Messi scoring this goal was a big sigh of relief, not just me for Messi, but me for Argentina, because it meant they got that first goal at the World Cup, and it was very, very important. Despite the final outcome, we know the result. Argentina lost that one. But I celebrated that one quite a lot. And, the opening match at the World Cup, we spoke about it before the tournament, how important it is to not only score, but get the win. Argentina did not get that win for that match, but got the win of the tournament in the final. So let me know so far, do you guys agree or not? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, number 13, Enzo Fernandez against Mexico. A great strike, a great dribble, a great curl beyond Ochoa. A lovely goal by Enzo. And I celebrated this one a lot. Just like all the other goals, I really celebrated this. And for me, that match, or that second half in particular, was just kind of like Mexico were never really in it, especially after Messi's goal. Emiliano Martinez made a big save in the first half. And that goal was just a relief. Finally 2-0 with about 4 minutes left. Argentina surely are getting the win, although we know that wasn't always the case throughout this tournament. But it felt good. It was a relief that Argentina finally got the 3 points and were really on their way at the World Cup, and going into that third match had maybe a little bit less pressure than they would have had it been a draw or a loss, obviously. Number 12, Alexis McAllister against Poland. Another strike against Poland, the first one by Alvarez, this one by Alexis. And I like this goal. I like this goal a lot. I celebrated this goal a lot for several reasons. The first one being Argentina, well-deserved goal. They really deserved that one. The second one as well, it came about 60 seconds into the second half. Argentina were pressuring, had played a great game up until that point against Poland. Messi missed that penalty. So again, this was just a big, big relief. All right, we got the goal. Let's continue playing our game. Let's get a second. And obviously, we mentioned it that they did. Alvarez got the goal, and it was a good goal. And McAllister played a tremendous World Cup, and I'm very, very happy for him that he ended up getting a goal at the World Cup, and it proved to be the winning goal, the goal which took Argentina to the knockout stages at the World Cup against Australia. Next up, number 11, talking about Australia, Julian Alvarez against Australia. Again, broken record. Celebrated this, nearly lost my voice. The closing down, the pressure by Alvarez and the pressure by Rodrigo de Paul to get that goal, to pressure the goalkeeper. Second to none. And it showed how selfless Alvarez is for the team, for his country at this World Cup, how much he was willing to sacrifice. A lot of people, myself included, maybe questioned Scaloni's tactics or decision a little bit to drop Lautaro Martinez for Alvarez. We all love Lautaro, and we all equally love Julian. But it was just a little bit surprising for me going into that match specifically. Like, okay, well, now that we're in the knockout stages, do we go back to Lautaro or do we stick with Alvarez? It ended up being Alvarez. It paid dividends, and a well-deserved goal by Alvarez. And he showed this World Cup, not that he didn't before, but he specifically showed this World Cup, the world, what he is capable of doing on the big stage. Number 10. It has to be number 10. It's Lionel Messi against the Netherlands. And, maybe some people are a little bit surprised to see this list this high up, or maybe this low, depending on how you want to look at it on the list. Maybe some people would have had it at number 4, 5, or 6. I have it at number 10. It was a goal that meant a lot, obviously, to Messi. It was a goal. It was a penalty goal, and the pressure, all that talk before the start of the match by the Netherlands, by Van Gaal, by their goalkeeper, by some of their players saying they're going to get revenge for 2014, and their goalkeeper specifically saying, he could stop a Lionel Messi penalty kick. So the pressure that was on Messi for this strike, for this penalty, it was a lot. It was a lot. And just a great penalty overall by Messi, one that I celebrated, and one that little did we know, we found out afterwards, after the match, how much Messi celebrated, especially in front of the Dutch bench. So a very, very special goal for him, for Argentina, and one that I nearly lost my voice for every Argentina goal this tournament. I'm surprised I'm able to still speak right now, even about a week later. So anyways, that was number 10, Lionel Messi. Number 9, Lionel Messi against Australia. And a great goal, a well-deserved goal. Argentina were moving the ball around, slowly creating some chances, ultimately got a goal off the corner kick. It fell back to Messi. Messi to Alexis McAllister. McAllister just snipes it in to Nicolas Otamendi. Otamendi touches it and thinks, you know what, I'm leaving this to Messi. And Messi rolled it in between one of the player's legs. So a little nutmeg there, or a caño, as they say in Spanish, a little nutmeg through the legs of the Australian player into the back of the net. And Messi, he lit it up this World Cup. He truly, truly did. And a well-deserved goal for him in this one against Australia. Number 8, Molina against the Netherlands. And prior to putting this list together, I went back and watched. I obviously watched the final a couple of times, the full match. I saw highlights of the goals, but yesterday specifically, as I was compiling this list, I watched all the goals. And as I was watching them, I put myself back to where I was, how I was, my mindset, how much I celebrated. And this goal in particular, I don't know if it was all the trash talking that was done by the Dutch before the match, but I yelled, I screamed so much when Molina scored. And then when you look at the goal overall as well, that pass, that assist by Messi is up there for the assist of the tournament. By the way, he has another assist of the tournament candidate coming up in this list. But a great assist, and then you see the replay and the touch, the control by Molina, the finish by Molina, beating Van Dijk to the ball. And he knows, Van Dijk knew if he touches Molina, that's a penalty. And, all of that put together and the pressure against the Dutch, the quarterfinals, and it's never easy against them, and the previous heartbreaks and the previous celebrations as well, for example, in 2014 and going all the way back to 1978. But this goal meant a lot. Obviously meant a lot to Molina, meant a lot to everybody. And it was a goal that allowed Argentina to really play their game against the Dutch up until that very, very dramatic ending. But one that I celebrated very, very much. Number 7, and we're just over halfway. Another penalty, another Lionel Messi goal against Croatia, and he got his redemption, right? 2018, we all remember what happened there. I want to say the humiliation, but the heartache, the heartbreak that was that game. And then this one, the pressure that was on him to take that penalty against a very, very good Croatian goalkeeper who is a machine when it comes to stopping penalty kicks. And my heart was beating so fast. I was so nervous. I know some people were very confident that Messi would score. I was confident he would score, but it's still a semifinal. It's still the pressure, right? It's the pressure. And Messi, we've seen throughout his entire career, when he's under pressure, pressure makes diamonds. And Messi, I mean, he must have a whole necklace of them throughout his entire career. How many times he's been under pressure. A great penalty, one that set the tone for the rest of the match of, hey, we're going to dominate. We're going to play our game. We are going to impose our game on the Croats, and we are going to make the semifinals. And I just remember just jumping up and fist in the air and celebrating that goal. I loved it. I absolutely adored that goal. Next up, number 6, Julian Alvarez against Croatia. And you're probably wondering, which one are we talking about? Are we talking about the assist of the tournament by Messi or the solo run? And I cannot quite decide. I'm going to have to go with the assist of the tournament by Messi. That was a great run. To see Messi do it at 2-0, pretty late in the game, at 35 years old, semifinals, having played 6 matches in a span of about 3 weeks at that level, at World Cup level, doing what he did, that assist was out of this world. And when Alvarez scored, it was just fine. It was a big relief, because it meant we're not going to get another Netherlands late comeback. We're not going to get another late goal and another final attack like we got versus Australia. This was a third goal, just the final stamp on that semifinal of Messi saying, hey, this is it. I'm taking my team to the final. And Alvarez, just so happy for him. So happy for Alvarez, because a very well-deserved goal, his second goal of the match. This was Alvarez's breakout World Cup, and all of it. It was a simple tap-in by Alvarez, but the whole play leading up to it, the celebrations, I had tears in my eyes by this third goal, and I had tears in my eyes by the upcoming goal. And that upcoming goal being number 5, Julian Alvarez against Croatia. That solo run, if you go back and watch it, incredible. He initially blocks a shot off a corner kick by the Croats, helps lead the counterattack, gets the pass in by Messi, makes the whole run. I screamed. And when they would show the replay, and then when they showed Alvarez celebrating, I won't lie, I got a little bit emotional. You guys could laugh if you want to. I got a little bit emotional on that goal. Just a tremendous goal and a great goal. Really great. And next up is number 4, Lionel Messi against Mexico. This is very high on the list. I know. I know. But it wasn't just the strike. It wasn't just the great goal by Messi, but it was what it meant. Lost the opening match, the pressure that was on this team. You're talking second half, still 0-0. If Argentina don't score a goal, in all likelihood, they're potentially going home, getting eliminated. All the pressure in the world, and he scores it. And the celebrations, and it's never easy against Mexico. It really isn't. And up until that point, Argentina were the better side. They were really starting to create. Scaloni had made some substitutions, but the relief, just the absolute relief when that ball crossed the line and hit the back of the net, beating Ochoa. And Ochoa performs very well at World Cups. But I couldn't. I got up and started yelling and screaming, and a little bit of a tear in my eye. I won't lie again. I got emotional a couple of times at this World Cup. And just the belief that, all right, this team is pulling it together. They're not going to give up. They're not going home. We're not getting a repeat of 2002. No, not by any means. This team is here. They're here to play. And you know what? That loss against Saudi Arabia was the biggest wake-up call this team needed. And I realized that more and more after the Mexico game. But when that ball hit the back of the net, Messi, the celebrations, you knew this team were not going to give up at all. And for me, that got it to number 4. Number 3, we're in the top 3 now. I don't think it's any surprise that these 3 are in the top 3. It's just a matter of I wasn't sure which one was number 3, which one was number 2, but number 3, Lionel Messi against France, the penalty kick to make it 1-0, the pressure that was on him, the way Argentina were playing, just bossing France around, creating all of the chances, dictating the game. World Cup final against the current champions France, repeat of 2018, that round of 16 classic. Little did we know this was going to be another massive, massive classic. And I was shaking. My heart rate was through the roof. I was confident Messi would score. I was very confident Messi would score, but the fact remains, still nerves. And I celebrated that so much. And I remembered as he was celebrating, I didn't even get to see the celebrations. He scored, and I went like this, and I was just going through the emotions. That missed chance versus Germany in 2014. Again, the previous heartaches, the heartbreaks, the close calls, the near goals, all of that stuff just came pouring down into my head, and just started thinking about them all. And I got a little bit emotional at 1-0. So I'm going to have to go with Messi at number 3 versus France. Number 2, a goal where I just fully broke down. Di Maria against France. A great goal in and of itself, a great team goal, a great counter-attacking goal, sliced through the French as if they weren't even there. But Di Maria's finish, his redemption, having missed 2014, having scored, the goal in 2008, the Olympic final, the Copa America final, the Finalissima, the goal there. This one just culminated into the ultimate final by Di Maria. And I had a tear in my eye when he scored, and then they showed his mom, his dad, his family celebrating and crying in the stands. Then they showed Di Maria crying on the pitch, and I started to cry as I was watching it. And I kept telling myself, Roy, there's still about 60-odd minutes or 70-odd minutes left in this game, or whatever the amount was, or less than that maybe. And I said, look, we got to keep this together, Roy. Don't break down just yet. So I had to hold it together. I could only imagine what the players were going through. But that goal just meant so much to so many people, and none more than Di Maria, because of what he went through. We're fans, and we went through the emotions of the previous finals for him. Imagine what he went through. Imagine what his family went through with that goal. Very well deserved. Very well deserved. And number 1, it has to be Lionel Messi against France. Extra time, 3-2. His goal. And that was a goal where, on the initial play, when the pass went to Lautaro, I thought he was initially offside. His effort on goal, Messi scored. And I knew that Mexico's goal had crossed the line. I saw it, but I saw the linesman's flag go up. So I was hesitant. I was celebrating, but I was very hesitant. But I was celebrating, but I was very hesitant. And then they showed the referee point to the spot, or point to the center circle, say, no, it's a goal. And I just lost it. I mean, you're talking about a goal in extra time of a World Cup final. incredible. And to top it off, it's Messi. You know, his whole legacy that people love to talk about, and myself included. But for Messi to score what at the time was the winning goal of a World Cup final in extra time, I couldn't. And then you see Messi afterwards celebrating. He's lifting his hands up, telling the crowd, "Hey, let's go, let's go. We're not giving up. We're not giving up." The pressure that they were under to be up 2-0, 2-2, go to extra time, gather your thoughts, keep playing your game against a great French side, by the way. Not against any team, but against France in a World Cup final, getting it all together. I couldn't. That was the goal I celebrated the most, I want to say, in my entire life. Even though the first couple of seconds, I was very unsure if it was even a goal or not. But once I was sure, I just lost it. I just lost it. But those were my 15 goals. Again, not in terms of which one was the nicest goal, but just my emotions, what I went through as a fan, the moment of the game, the moment of the tournament when that goal happened. Let me know in the comments what your 15 goals are in order. Do you agree with me? Am I absolutely crazy for having Julian Alvarez's goal against Poland be at number 15 and not way higher on the list? Let me know. Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, Argentina are World Cup champions. In case no one told you guys today, I'm telling you, Argentina are World Cup champions. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Once more, my name is Roy Nemmer of MundoAlbiceleste.com. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notifications button. We have a lot of stuff coming out before the end of the year and after the new year. We got a lot of content. So hit the like, subscribe, notification. Thank you, everybody, for watching.